Kaweco Skyline Sport. This is just like the Kaweco Sport model, except lighter colored and finished with a silver trim. So why did I buy it? Well, I kind of liked the color, and then I was interested in it because it had a double broad nib. Otherwise, I don't think it's unique enough to be worth buying it if you already own a Kaweco Sport. Or if you own this pen, it's not worth buying a Kaweco Sport just because it's a different pen, because it's not. It's the same pen, just a different coloration. That said, let's take a look at it. So this is a little pen. Cute. By the way, the clip does not come included with the pen. You have to purchase that separately. You may choose not to purchase it at all. So you unscrew it. Kind of small. The magic of this pen is it's a pocket pen. So what it's designed to do is you post it, and then you have a decently sized pen. One interesting thing, long ago I reviewed the Kaweco Sport, and I hated the converter. Well, nowadays, and this one is almost empty, but nowadays you can purchase an actual piston converter from Kaweco, which is designed to fit this pen. Because I was always recommended the Monteverde mini converters, but they don't fit. At least not in my experience, but this one fits. If you happen to own one of the metal Kaweco Sports, you're out of luck. But this one, it fits. Now, if you like the model, you'll like this one. I have no complaints about it. This is not a pen I personally would choose for long writing sessions. That said, it's not a bad writer, with one caveat, which hopefully you will see in a minute. So let's get into that. So I've been trying out Robert Oster inks lately. And last week I started including the date on my reviews, but I already decided not to because I don't know when I'm publishing this one. I'm filming it early. So we'll stop there. But this ink is supposed to have a reddish sheen on it. It's supposed to be more impressive than, what is it, Fire and Ice? Yeah, I see a little, but not a lot. Now don't expect much flex. I guess there's a little line variation. Nothing amazing. But one thing you can see there, this pen is not doing what I was going to complain about. I have a problem with hard starts with this pen, and it is not hard starting. So I don't know if it's the paper or what the deal is, but yeah, thank you, pen, for not proving me when I complain. All right, so let's do a smear. There, it sort of did it. We'll do a smear test. It's a pretty wet pen, actually. Wetness and flow. There you go. And then, of course, it's not something I personally practice, but reverse writing. And there we go. So, wet writer, decent writer. I mean, even the writing actually looks good. I don't care for the hard starts, but apparently if I use Epica paper, I don't have that problem, so that's interesting and maybe good to know. Not my favorite form factor, but I will admit that in the summer I keep a Kaweco Sport inked up, and that's what I carry with me when I wander out of the house, because I'm usually not wearing a shirt with a pocket in it. So let's get into our quote, and then I will talk about my plans with this pen. There we go, hard start. So the question I always ask myself is if something happened to this pen, would I replace it? And the answer is no. Now, if something happens to my regular fine point Kaweco Sport, would I replace that? Probably. Um, my metal one, definitely. But I'll tell you what's different about this one. I don't have a place in what I do with pens for a double broad pocket pen. I just can't conceive of where that would come in handy. And the hard starts are annoying. So This is going to be probably not one of my pens I sell. This is probably going to be one I give away because it's a lower cost pen. So I guess if you're looking for lower cost double broad, it's not bad if you don't mind the occasional hard start. I have been told that sometimes these pens have baby's bottom. I don't know if that's the case. I don't have a loop. True story. At school on the day I'm filming this, which is December 20th, I popped a button. So during my work hour, I wanted to sew it back onto my clothes. And for the life of me, I could not see the thread to put it through the needle. So I ended up going to the office, and luckily there was a student there, and she was able to see it to put it through. So without a loop, I can't tell if it's baby's bottom or not. But essentially the idea is, make sure it's showing up on the camera, the tip of the nib is more like that. And, your ink, this is going to get graphic here, but your ink is supposed to, there's another hard start. Ink is supposed to come out right there, and it's not in contact with the paper. I notice less of the hard starting with this pen when I'm using maybe a lower quality, more porous paper, which would mean it has more texture for getting the ink by a capillary action. I don't know. But anyway, I just would like to, I'm probably giving it away. I suspect this will be the last time I ink it up, and it'll be given away at an appropriate point, an appropriate person when I find the right person. So, because I just don't ink this pen up. That's been the beauty of doing the pens in use. Not a bad pen, and if you have a use for a pocket pen that's a double broad, go nuts. If you like the color of this pen, which I do, get the finer nibs. I like the finer Kaweco nibs. I'm just not so impressed with the double broad right now. And I was not impressed. I've had a broad, regular Kaweco nib as well, which I was not impressed by. Worse hard starting than this, actually. But I have not had that problem with the finer ones. So take that for what it's worth, which may be nothing. So anyway, I hope that was useful. I thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.